Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Awak boleh dengar suara saya kan? Boleh tak?
Boleh, madam.
Okey. And good morning to all of you. Okay, I will start the class right now. Before we start, kita mulakan dengan bacaan doa. Ada wakil tak untuk bacakan doa? Ada ke tidak? Ada wakil bacaan doa? Tak ada. Hari ni tak ada wakil.
Madam, Muhammad Nasuha macam berminat, madam. Tak silap saya semalam, dia kata.
Bismillah. Okay. Ada wakil tak? Tak ada ke? Kalau tak ada tak apalah. Kita bacalah. Bismillah dengan surah bacaan kita Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya nasta'in siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim. Okay, class. Today we are going to learn lecture 2 of 4 lah. Which is 9.2 extreme problem. Okay, so B, you need to classify the type of turning point by using first derivative test, and C, find maximum or minimum point using the second derivative test. Okay, you all boleh dengarkan suara saya sebab kali ni saya buat dekat office tau. Kalau tak jelas bagi tahu ya.
Boleh, madam. Jelas, madam.
Okay. Dan saya dengar suara you all macam pecah sikit so tak nampak jelas. So kita akan start dengan 9.2. Sekejap ya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So ini adalah graf lah di mana saya dah terangkan you all di mana stationary point iaitu adalah titik bekun. Stationary point is a titik bekun, or sometimes we call as a turning point. Stationary point or turning point. So stationary point or turning point which is at dy dx equal to 0. So ini adalah pada keadaan dy dx equal to 0. So from the diagram, while moving through A, awak cuba tengok pada titik A di sini, the gradient changes from positive to negative. I told you that gradient is represent dy dx. Therefore, here gradient changes from positive to negative, which is pada titik A di sini, keturunan dia berubah. Gradient changes, which is dy dx here is represent a positive. Since on the right, dy dx is represent negative. While moving on through B, the gradient changes from negative to positive. Maksudnya pada titik B di sini dia berlaku perubahan, iaitu keturunan dia. For example here, kalau saya buat garis tangent di sini, dia akan jadi maksudnya dy dx is equal to negative. Sebab straight line kan, kalau arah ni kan negatif, and the other one is dy dx is positive. Pada titik A, because the changes is from positive to negative, so we call as a titik A is a maximum point. From point B, because the gradient changes from negative to positive, so B we call as a minimum point. So maximum and minimum point are at a stationary point lah. So that's why before you nak cari maximum or minimum, you need to find the stationary point. Boleh tak you all? Jelas ke suara saya?
Jelas, madam.
Jelas So from last lecture, you already find stationary point. So how to find the stationary point? How to find the stationary point? First, you find dy dx, right? So second, how to find the stationary point? Hello. Hello, you all.
dy dx equals to 0.
Okay, dy dx, that's equal to 0. Okay, so today, okay, we want to find, okay, maximum or minimum point. Okay, maximum or minimum point. Okay, so before you find the maximum minimum point, okay, we introduce you how many methods to find the maximum or minimum point. Okay, so determine the maximum or minimum point. They have two methods. The first method is first derivative test, and the second method is second derivative test. Okay, so they have two methods, so you must be careful. Okay, before find the maximum minimum point, you need to find the stationary point. This is very important. Okay, this method only to find maximum or minimum point. Okay, so let's look for the first one. So how to find method one, which is a first derivative test. Okay, you need to evaluate dy dx on both sides of the stationary point. Okay, if dy dx is negative, so that means this one is represent dy dx is negative. Okay, on the left of the point and positive on the right. Positive that means your dy dx is positive. Dy dx represent keturunan ya, slope. Then it's a minimum point. Okay, changes from negative to positive, it will become a minimum point. Okay, but okay, oh, sorry. Okay, if dy dx is positive on the left, okay, dy dx on the left and negative on the right, okay, there is a maximum point. So that means it is a maximum point. Okay, this is a method one. Okay, how to solve, how to find maximum or minimum point by using first derivative test. Okay, so let's look for example number 3. Okay, example number 3. Find stationary point. Or first question also to find first stationary point and determine whether it's maximum or minimum point by using first derivative test. If the question state by using the first derivative test, you cannot use second derivative test. Okay, but sometimes the question is not directly ask you to find maximum or minimum. Sometimes the question find nature of this point. Maksudnya sifat titik tersebut. Is it maximum or minimum? So you need to identify. Okay, so today, okay, if the question asks you find the stationary point, first, yeah, find dy dx. Second, find stationary point at dy dx equal to 0. Okay, and then because example number 3 asks you to find maximum or minimum, so by using the first derivative test, so you need to create a table. Okay, so this is a table for example number 3. Okay, so let's solve the first question. Which is the first question asks you to find stationary point. How to find the stationary point? What's the first step to find the stationary point, class?
Differentiate.
dy
Differentiate.
dx equal to 0.
No, we find dy dx first. No need to equal to 0. First dy dx. Okay, so dy dx. What's the value for dy dx? 3 step. Power bring to the in front. So copy balik. What happened to the power? -1. So 2x to the power of 1. Differentiate negative 4x.
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Differentiate 5.
0.
Okay, so this is your first step. Second step, you need to find the stationary point. Stationary point okay, at dy dx equal to 0. Okay, you take this value. 2x minus 4 equate with 0. Okay. And then you can find what is the value of x. 2x equal to 4. So x equal to, what is the answer for x?
2.
2.
2.
4 divided by 2, that is equal to 2. Because the question say, find the stationary point. That means you must write in the coordinate x and y. You just find the value of x. How to find the value of y? Substitute x equals to 2 in original, yaitu y equal to 2 square. 1/4 times 2 plus 5. Okay. So, calculate. Okay. 2 square minus 4 times 2 plus 5. What is the answer?
1.
1. Okay. That means your coordinate is 2, 1. Therefore, you need to write the conclusion. 2, 1 is a stationary point. Okay. Done for the first question. Okay. But they have a second question. Determine whether E is a maximum or minimum. So this is the second question. How to find maximum minimum? You have two methods. Okay. The first method, okay, by using first derivative test. Second method, second derivative test. Okay. So what we are going to solve to find maximum minimum are using first derivative test. So how to find first derivative test? We need to draw a table. Okay. So first row, we write the interval. Okay. Second, we write the dy dx. Okay. And third, we write the slope. Okay. Now, okay, this point, stationary point, we write this point in the middle of this one. Okay. Interval means we look for value of x. Okay. So on the left hand side, which is interval is x is less than 2. Okay. Interval for the right hand side for coordinate is x greater than 2. Okay. So far you can follow, eh? Okay. And then find one value for x is less than 2. Find the one value. X less than 2. Okay. For example, I choose x is less than 2. I choose one value of x. Okay, for example, I choose 0. Okay. And then I substitute 0 because this is your dy dx. Your dy dx that's equal to 2x minus 4. Substitute 0 in dy dx. What's the value? 2. Oh, kalkulator saya tak berfungsi lah, Wak. Tolong kira. 2 darab kosong tolak 4. What's the value?
Negatif 4.
Ya, tak jelas lah you all. Berapa? 2 darab kosong tolak 4. You akan dapat negatif, right? Negative 4. Okay, I don't want the number. Just write, is it negative or positive number? Negative or positive?
Negatif.
Negative number.
Negative.
Negative. Okay.
Negative number.
Choose one number. X is greater than 2. What is the value x? You can choose one number. X greater than 2. Choose one number. You can choose any number. Find one value of x.
3.
3. Okay. Substitute 3 in dy dx. What is the value? Is it positive or negative?
2.
Dua.
Positive.
Nah? Berapa? Positif ke negatif?
Positive.
Positif.
Positif.
Do you remember? Kalau dy dx is negative, shape dia macam mana?
Senyum.
Atau turun bawah? A atau B? If gradient is negative, A or B? A or B?
B.
Ya, B. So kita akan draw. Kalau positif, we draw A or B? So A. So right now, yeah, betul A. So right now, we can see here, okay, if I combine two lines together, therefore, coordinate point 2, 1, is it maximum or minimum?
Minimum.
So the answer will be,
Minimum.
yeah, 2, 1. 2, 1 is a minimum point. Okay? Okay? Okay. So, settle this question. Okay. I give you a minute to copy down, and then we move to the next question. Lag memang masalah. Saya minta maaf lah, Wak. Okay. So, sekarang ni, saya nak proceed with the next question. Are you okay? If not okay,
Okay.
okay. So,
Okay, madam.
okay. Kalau okay, that's good. Okay. So now, I want to read the example number 4. Okay. So let's look for the example number 4. So this one, example number 4, find stationary point of y equal to x cubed minus cx squared plus 10. And determine the nature of the point. I told you, okay, nature of the point represent, is it the question is maximum or minimum point? Okay, by using apa? First derivative test. Okay, so that's mean you tak boleh guna second derivative test. You must use first derivative test. To solve by using first derivative test, at the end you will draw a table. Okay, so sekarang ni, there are two questions. First stationary point and nature of the point. So, first, we rewrite a question. Y equal to x cubed minus 6x squared plus 10. Okay, what's your first step? We need to find dy dx. Okay, so we draw here dy dx. How to differentiate x cubed? Okay, remember 3 steps. Power bring to in front, copy and minus 1. Okay, so 3x squared. Okay, and then 2 bring to the in front, so it's become negative 12, copy minus 1. Differentiate 10, 0, so no need to rewrite. Okay, so we need to find stationary point. So this is your stationary point. Okay, that means dy dx must equal to 0. Okay. So what happened? Okay. Rewrite the dy dx and equate with 0. And now, okay, we want to find stationary point, which is a coordinate x and y. What we are going to do, we need to factorize. Okay, check. 3 12. What's the common factor? 3 and 12? 3.
3.
How about
3x.
x square and x?
X.
X square dengan x? X square and x?
X.
Yeah, x. So that means 3x. So we put a bracket. Since we already take out 3. Okay, so no need to rewrite here. But we take out only x here. So what happened to x square? We put an x. And then they have a plus and minus. Follow. 12. We only take out 3. So what happened to 12 here? It's become
4.
bagus.
4.
Bagus. That's good. So equal to 0. Okay. So now we can see 3x. They have a 2 value of x. 3x equal to 0. Okay. So the second one, x minus 4. So x minus 4 equal to 0. So x equal to apa? Cuba teka. What happened to 3 here? Divide. So divide by 3.
0.
0 divide by 3.
Undefined madam.
Hanya
0 lah.
wait. 0 divide by 3
0.
equal to 0. So x,
0 madam.
0 lah. Kosong bahagi 3.
0 madam.
0. 0. How about x here? X minus 4 equal to 0. X equals to? X equals to?
4.
4.
4.
Oh,
X equal to 4.
betul. That's good. Okay. So we just find the value of x. Kita nak cari apa after this? What's the next step?
Stationary point.
Y. So maksud dia, bila x equal to y equal to apa? Substitute in original. Okay, because we want to find the coordinate, right? So 0 cube minus 6 times 0 square plus 10. So what is the value for y?
10.
Bagus you all. So the coordinate here is 0 and okay. Kita tengok pula x equal to 4. So y substitute. You boleh tekan calculator. Calculator saya tak berfungsi hari ni. So what is the value for y? Dekat you.
Negative 22.
Berapa jawapannya?
Negative 22.
Negatif 20. Let's make stationary point. The second stationary point is for negative 22. So we need to write the conclusion. 0, 10, and for negative 22 are stationary points. Okay. So that's all for the first question. For example number 4. Okay. And now you need to find nature of the point. How to find nature of the point? Okay. So you need to draw a table. The first row, you need to write interval. Second, you need to write dy dx. What's your dy dx? This one. 3x square. Saya padam semula Sekejap. Okay. So dy dx equal to 3x square minus 12x. And the last one is slope. Okay. So you have two stationary points. Okay. Two stationary points. That means two in above. Yeah, which is 0, 10. Increasing order tau. Awak tengok koordinat X je. Iaitu 4, negative 22. Okay. Susun di sini ikut increasing order. Okay. So sekarang ni, saya highlightkan yang X sahaja. Ini kosong, ini 4. So maksudnya interval, awak tengok yang X sahaja. On the right hand side, on the left hand side, we write X less than 0. Okay. In the middle, okay, we write interval X between 0 and 4. Okay, because there are the 2 points, so in the middle X between 0 and 4. Last one, because X is 4, X is greater than 4. Okay, and now choose one number, X less than 0. What is your value? Choose one point. X lebih kecil daripada kosong, pilih satu nilai. X sama dengan berapa?
-1.
Oh, pilih negative 1.
-1.
Negative 1, 3 times negative 1 square minus 12 darab dengan negative 1. I just want to know, is it positive or negative? That's all.
Positif.
Betul. Okay. And then, what's the value? Pick one number, X between 0 and 4.
1.
Okay. And then substitute 1 in dy dx. I just want to know, is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Okay. So, pick one point. Pick one X for X greater than 4.
5.
Okay. Substitute 5 in dy dx. What is a
Positive.
positive?
Positif.
That's right. Okay. And then you need to draw a slope based on dy dx. Okay, so you have a two slope, right? Is it positive? So increasing. If negative, decreasing. So check here. Positive. Okay, increase or decrease? Increase.
Increase.
Kalau negative here, decrease.
Decrease.
Yeah. If positive here,
Increase.
and increase. So you can write here. So 0, 10, is it maximum or minimum?
Maximum.
0, 10?
Maximum point.
Yeah, it's a maximum point. Okay, so I put a point here. So what happened for negative 22? Is it maximum or minimum?
Minimum point.
Bagus. So that's why we write for negative 22 is a minimum point. Okay. Okay. Kalau sebelum ni only one stationary point, so kita hanya lukis 2 kolom sahaja. Kalau ada 2, that's mean you kena adding lagi 1. Okay, dia jadi 3 kolom. 1, 2, 3. Okay, dia bergantung kepada soalan. Okay, sila salin. Faiz, kau masuk lambat. Salin. Denisha, awak dah salin ke belum? Umi, dah salin ke Umi? Oh, Umi tak ada respon. Okay. Saya bagi masa seminit untuk awak salin. Anik ada tak Anik?
Ada.
Kak Salin dah?
Dah. Salin dah.
Okey. Yang lain-lain dah habis salin ke?
Dah, madam.
Dah. Dah, madam.
So, now we are going to next slide. So, we proceed to the next slide. Okay. So, let's look for here. So, example number 5, we are going to use second derivative test. So, look here.
Dah, madam.
Okay. So, for second method, because the question say second derivative test. Berbeza dengan the previous one. The previous is first derivative test. So this one is second. So when second derivative test, first you need to find dy dx and d2y dx square because second derivative test. And number 2, you need to find stationary point. Like the previous question, you also find stationary point at dy dx equal to 0. And then, okay, you need to find maximum or minimum. Or sometimes the question asks you apa? Nature point. Okay, nature point whether is maximum or minimum. Okay, because this is by using second method a little bit different. Okay, you need to substitute the stationary point in second derivative. If your value is greater than 0, therefore the stationary point is a minimum point. But if you substitute the coordinate in second derivative test, but the value is less than 0, therefore is a maximum. Okay? And if you substitute in second derivative test and the value of second derivative test equal to 0, that means your test failed. If test fail, that means must use first derivative test. Okay. Bila you kena buat first derivative test, bila second derivative test equal to 0. Okay. So you ada two method, first derivative and second derivative test. If the question state using second derivative test, you tak boleh guna first. Okay. If the question doesn't state any method, you can choose method 1 or method 2. Faham ya? Okay. So, let's look for example number 5. Given that y equal to negative x cubed plus 9x squared minus 50x plus 11, find the maximum and minimum point. Okay, so they only have one question. Find maximum and minimum using second derivative test. But to find maximum or minimum, awak kena cari stationary point. Walaupun soalan tak nyatakan, we need to find. Okay. So, because this is using second derivative test, first we rewrite balik equation. Okay. And then, we need to differentiate twice lah. First, find dy dx. Okay. Remember 3 strike. Power will bring to in front, so it's become negative apa? 3x squared. And then differentiate second term, power bring to the in front, plus 18x. Differentiate negative 15x, dapat berapa? Negative 15. Okay. And then, we are going to differentiate second times, which is d2y dx squared. Differentiate again based on first derivative. So, power bring to in front. Berapa jawapannya ni?
Negative 12x.
Negative 6x. Okay.
6. 12 lah.
Oh, itulah. Kau kira ke tidak ni?
Okay.
Lepas tu yang 18x dapat berapa ni?
18.
Ya, 18. Differentiate negatif 15 dapat berapa?
Kosong.
Aku sayang yang lain boleh flu Saya panggil Anik sebab dia kat rumah Lepas tu Second step, kita kena cari apa? Stationary point. Apa syarat stationary point?
Equal to 0.
Where the x equal to 0. So that's why we write again, negative 3x squared plus 18x minus 15 equal to 0 plus negative 5. Apa yang sama? Negatif 3. So bila saya keluarkan, ini akan jadi x squared tolak 18 bahagi negatif 3, dia akan dapat negatif 6x. Negatif 15, saya keluarkan negatif 3, sini akan jadi apa? Positif 5. X equal to 0. And then, saya factorizekan. So dia akan jadi apa? X minus 5, X minus 1. So, sebabkan kita cari nilai X, luar ni tak ada X. So kita ignore. X tolak 5.
X equal to 5.
Ya, X sama dengan 5. Bagus lah ni.
X equal to 1.
You boleh teruskan. Pandai lah you all ni. You dapat apa? X tolak 1 sama dengan 1. So, X sama dengan 1. Kita dah ada X, 5 dan 1. Kita perlu cari apa sekarang? Cukup ke? Okay. Bila X sama dengan 5, kita kena cari nilai apa? Y. Gantikan Y. Gantikan X in original Y. Maksud negatif 5 kuasa 3 tambah 9, 5 kuasa 2 tolak 15 darab 5 tambah 11. Apa jawapan you all? Putih Nabila, cuba kira dapat berapa? Umi dapat berapa Umi? Mia dapat berapa Mia? Lepas tu ganti juga X sama dengan 1.
36.
Dia tulis dah, lepas tu nanti you bagi tahu jawapannya.
36.
Ya.
Ya.
Okey. Buat X sama dengan 5, Y dapat 36. Betul ke tadi awak dapat?
Betul madam.
Betul.
Saya tak clear lah. Mic saya ni. Okey. Kalau S1, Y dapat apa? 4 Betul ke salah? So maksud dia koordinat di sini ada
Betul.
5, 36. Oh, surah awak jelas. Yang tadi tak jelas. Yang kedua adalah 1, 4. So kita kena letak conclusion. 5, 36 and 1 and 4 are stationary point. Alright, so ini baru cari value X. Sekarang okay. Dah habis ke belum?
Belum.
Belum. So apa yang kita perlu buat? We need to find maximum and minimum. Using second derivative test. I told you, third step, we need to substitute 5, 36, 1, 4 into second derivative test. So kita letak dulu. 5, 36. Ni anak panah ya? Anak panah. Okay, maksud dia you substitute. Yang pertama adalah 6x equal negative 6. Apa dituai awak? Darab dengan 5 tambah dengan 18. You all kira. Saya nak tahu nilai dia berapa. Negatif 6 darab 5 tambah 18. Berapa jawapan dia? Line saya pun slow juga ni. Okay.
Negatif 12.
Awak tengok daripada nilai ni. Negatif 12 ni. Dia lebih besar ke, lebih kecil ke atau sama dengan kosong?
Lebih kecil.
So kita kena tulis lebih kecil, kosong.
Kecil.
Ya, kita tulis dalam bracket maximum. Maksudnya apa? 5, 36 is is a maximum
Point.
Maximum point.
point. Okay. Kemudian kita masukkan pula 1, 4. Anak panah. Lepas tu D2Y dx square sama dengan ambil balik D2Y dx square orang. Gantikan nilai X saja sebab dia ada variable X kat situ. Cuba kira berapa jawapan di situ.
Negatif 2.
Okay. Negatif 2. Saya salah lah. Bukan tambah 4 lah. You all ni. Tambah dengan berapa you all?
18.
Seorang pun tak tegur saya ni. Tak kena ni. Cuba kira balik negatif 6 darab 1 tambah 18. Berapa jawapan dia?
12.
12. So 12 ni, tengok balik. Apa maksudnya pada 12? Greater ke lebih kecil ke equal?
Greater.
Kalau greater apa maksud dia?
Minimum point.
Minimum. So kita tulis conclusion. 1, 4 is a minimum point. Okay. Settle example number 5. Boleh ke kelas?
Boleh.
Ramai terkeluar daripada jemik.
Line problem ni.
Okay. So sekarang ni, okay, dah habis salin ke belum?
Dah madam.
Sudah. Yang lain sudah ke?
Sudah.
Sudah juga Okay, kalau sudah saya nak proceed dengan last example boleh tak?
Boleh.
Ni last example tau untuk lecture hari ni. Lama. Okay, ingat kalau second derivative first dy dx, d2y dx square, lepas tu baru cari stationary point. Lepas tu kita masukkan stationary point awak dalam d2y dx square. Kalau nilai tersebut greater, kita sebut apa? Kita sebut apa kelas? Kalau nilai
Minimum point.
kalau lebih kecil daripada kosong,
Minimum point.
Maximum point.
betul. Kalau sama,
Maximum.
buat apa?
Equal.
Kena buat apa?
Not exist.
Kita kena guna first derivative test. Faham ke tidak? Faham ke tidak?
Faham madam.
Okay. Ni last example. Bagus you all. Okay. Sekarang ni, kita tengok example number 6. Y equal to 6x square minus x cube. Find stationary point. Soalan ni minta baiknya. Dia minta stationary point. Okay. Lepas tu dia kata, by using second derivative test, determine whether the stationary point are maximum or minimum. Okay. So, apa first step yang kita perlu buat? Tulis balik soalan. Lepas tu kita nak buat apa? Nak buat apa ni sekarang?
dy dx.
Differentiate.
Bagus, dy dx. Lepas tu nak differentiate macam mana? Dapat orang apa ni? Anik?
X minus x3 minus 3x madam.
3x kuasa berapa?
Kuasa 2.
Kuasa 2. Okay. So, ni kita kena buat apa? Sebab dia kata using second derivative test kan? Cari yang kedua. D2y dx square. Differentiate sekali lagi 12x. Dapat berapa?
Dapat 12 minus 6x.
Plus, minus. Dengan apa?
12 minus 6x.
6x. Okay, sebab kuasa di sini tolak 1. Kemudian kita nak cari stationary point, tulis perkataan stationary point. Okay, macam mana cari stationary point?
Dy dx equals to 0.
Ya, okay. Ambil balik dx awak di sini. Okay, 12x tolak 3x kuasa 2 equal to 0. Sama macam tadi, kita nak factorize. 12 dengan 3, apa yang sama?
3.
3. Lepas tu x dengan x square, apa yang sama nak keluarkan?
X
X kuasa berapa? 2 ke 1?
kuasa 1.
Kuasa 1. Lepas tu dalam ni nak tulis apa? Kalau sini 12x, kita dah keluarkan 3. So sini jadi apa?
Jadi 4.
Bagus. Lepas tu tolak. Keluarkan 3. 3. X kuasa 2 di sini, kita keluarkan X. So tinggal apa? Jadilah X. Bagus. Lepas tu kan, tengok sini. So 3x sama dengan kosong. So x sama dengan apa ni? Kosong bagi 3. Jangan salah, dapat apa kosong bagi 3?
Kosong.
Kosong. Kalau yang kedua, 4 minus x. 4 minus x equal to 0. Apakah nilai f di sini? Apa ni?
Negative 4.
X sama dengan?
Oh lah ni tu. Saya saja nak bagi alert.
X. Boleh So you ada dua nilai x. First, x equal to 0. Second, x equal to 4. Dan for stationary point. Betul ke dah habis ni? Kita kena buat apa lagi? Cukup ke sampai x? Kita kena cari apa?
Kita kena substitute.
Substitute bagus topik. Kita ambil topik ni. X equal to 0. So masuk dia y. Ganti dalam y 6 darab kosong kuasa 2 tolak kosong kuasa 3. Apa nilai dia?
Kosong.
Koordinat pertama kosong. Okay. And then yang kedua x equal to 4. Bila kita masuk 6 darab 4 kuasa 2 tolak 4 kuasa 3. Apa jawapan dia? Siapa pandai?
Itu.
Bagus you all. So maksud dia koordinat yang kedua adalah apa? 4, 32. So conclusion dia apa? 0, 0 and 4, 32 are
Stationary.
Fatin dapat 36. Ni soalan mana Fatin ni? Okay, lepas tu kita nak guna apa ni? Nak cari apa lagi lepas ni? Nak cari apa ni? Cukup ke sampai stationary point?
Dia minta maximum or minimum point.
Nak cari maximum minimal using
Second derivative test.
ambilkan kosong-kosong. Anak panah. Jangan lupa. Anak panah ya kelas. Okay. Maksud dia dituai dx square. Apa dituai dx square? Nilai dia adalah 12 tolak 6x. Sekarang ni pada kosong-kosong kita gantikan 12 tolak 6 darab kosong. Apa jawapan dia?
12.
Lepas tu you tengoklah 12 tu. Tengok 12 ni. Lebih besar ke, lebih kecil ke atau sama dengan kosong?
Lebih besar.
Kalau lebih besar apa maksud dia?
Minimum point.
Bagus. Sebab tu kita tulis lah. Kosong is a minimum point. Ibrahim salin tak Ibrahim?
Salin ada.
Okay, bagus. Lepas tu point yang kedua tadi apa? 432. So 432. So anak panah. Kita buat apa? T2y ds square. Sama dengan nama. Ambil balik yang ni. So 12 minus 6 multiply with 4. Apa jawapan dia? Ha?
Negatif 12.
Oh, jawapan dia dapat negatif 12. So, apa maksud negatif 12 ni?
Maximum point.
Kecil atau sama dengan kosong?
Kecil.
Kalau kecil maksudnya apa? Tengok balik.
Max.
Ya, dia adalah maksimum. So, kena buat conclusion baru ada markah. 432 is a maximum point. Okay. Dia graf dia sebenarnya macam ni. Allah bukunya. Okay. Graf dia. Graf dia lebih kurang macam ni sebenarnya. Yang you cari sebenarnya okay, adalah titik minimum. Maksud dia sini. Saya salah balik. Okay. Sekejap ya. Okay, sementara you salin tu. Maksudnya dia ada 2 titik. Pertama, titik dia adalah 00. Yang kedua, titik dia adalah 432. Okay. Maksudnya, yang awak cari tadi adalah pada stationary point. So, titik pada stationary point adalah divided x equal to 0. So, jadi horizontal lah. Sama juga dengan yang ni. Kenapa dipanggil titik minimum? Kenapa di sini panggil titik minimum? Sebab second derivative dia lebih besar pada 0. 432 is a maximum because second derivative awak is less than 0. Ini adalah bentuk graf dia ya. Boleh ke di situ kelas? Awak faham?
Boleh.
Boleh
Boleh.
Boleh, madam.
Okay. So itu saja yang kita belajar hari ni. You belajar cari apa hari ni kelas? You belajar cari apa hari ni kelas? Hari ni you belajar apa ni kelas?
Stationary.
Stationary point.
Stationary point.
Apa syarat nak cari stationary point?
Maximum
Wed
max.
Jadi x equal to 0.
0.
Equal to 0. Lepas tu you kena cari apa daripada stationary point? You cari apa?
Maximum. Minimum.
Maximum minimum point.
Maximum minimum point. Atau nama grammar yang lain dibagi arahan apa? Nature point. Ada berapa method nak cari maximum minimum or nature point? Ada berapa method?
2.
So, method pertama, method kedua. Method pertama nama apa?
First derivative test. Derivative test.
First derivative test. Method yang kedua nama dia apa? Second
Derivative test.
derivative test. Okay. Lepas tu, daripada first derivative you kena buat apa? Jadual. Okay. Okay, so ni jadual dia. Okay. Pertama kita tulis apa tadi? Tengok balik nota awak.
Interval.
Interval. So, kita tulislah perkataan interval. Yang kedua kita tulis apa?
dy.
dy dx.
Ya, dy dx. Yang ketiga kita tulis apa?
Slope.
Slope. Okay. Kalau koordinat pertama dia A. A kosong. Sekejap. Kalau lah koordinat pertama dia A, Y. Yang kedua adalah B, Y. Kita susun ikut apa? Increasing. A datang dulu. Baru B. Ingat A, Y. B, Y kita ikut susunan di sini ikut increasing of X. Yang pertama, kita ke X less than A. Yang kedua, X between A dengan B. Yang ketiga, S greater than B. Okay. Kemudian you tengoklah gradient awak kalau positif increase. Kalau dy/dx awak negatif decrease. Boleh di situ. Okay. Kalau second derivative test, maksud dia
Boleh.
gantikan stationary point awak konon-konon AY, satu lagi PY. Substitute dalam d2y dx square. Apa jadi kalau nilai dia greater than 0? Maksudnya apa?
Minimum.
Titik tu apa? AY is apa?
Minimum point.
Maximum
Minimum point.
ke minimum? Ya, jadi minimum point. Kalau di 2y dx square awak less than 0, kita sebut apa? Titik tu apa?
Maximum point.
Maximum point. Okay. Tapi kalau tiba-tiba di 2y dx square awak sama dengan kosong, maksudnya apa? Maksudnya apa?
Test fail.
Okay.
Test fail.
Ya, bila test fail, awak tak boleh guna cara ni. Awak kena patah balik guna cara yang
Fail.
faham di situ.
Faham.
Okay, so itu sahaja. So apa you all kena buat adalah you kena siapkan tutor 2 and then you kena submit. Bila nak submit nanti saya bagi tahu. Okay, so kita rehat pukul 9 pagi. Kita continue dengan tutor berapa tau? Topik 8. Okay, saya lupa pula. Okay, topik 8 tutor yang ke-3 ke? Ke-5? Tutor 5 topik 8. Okay, tutor 2 ni topik 9 yang you kena submit. Okay, so itu sajalah untuk hari ni. Thank you class. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Baru dengar suara sikit.
Terima kasih.
Thank you, madam.
Tak apa, sama.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Ya.
Share, madam.
Okay, ya, bye-bye.
Syukran, madam. Assalamualaikum, madam.
Okay.